Alright, welcome to Dale Kramer's Custom Cars and Anything. Today we're working on the fuel cell. We're running the fuel line here quick and finishing that up, and then this is part 2. There might be a third part yet, I'm not sure at this point. But we're putting the fuel cell in and running the fuel line to it. And we made the fuel pump mount already. Here's the fuel line. So right now I'm in the process of running it along the frame rail, and then bend it and then come out to there. I'll cut it off there, and then we'll just have a rubber line between there, and then we'll put the fuel filter maybe on top of the tank, or we'll put it next to the fuel pump. So wherever he wants to go, I mean, once you get all this stuff fit, we'll know where things have to go. Now this side, you can see that there's a bar going across. Fuel tank is going to sit on this side. I put a middle support bar for that 17 gallons of gas it's going to carry. And there'll be a 90-degree piece of angle iron back here yet, because the clamp will come off the firewall here, come across, then down and fasten to this, 2 straps. And then the fuel pump will be mounted down here in the fuel pump mount. And then the fuel line will just come around here. So right now I'm just working on running the fuel line to here. Get that done. And then I gotta cut a piece of tin. I had a piece of tin I got cut for the whole works, but I gotta make a slice in it. Because now this side, it might even be on hinges. I might have a set of hinges, and it actually might hinge up. So that way then you can get to the fuel pump, which will be right here, and the fuel filter. So if you want to change that, or the fuel pump goes bad, or something's wrong, then you've got to test the fuel pump. You can test it right here. You can just lift this up. Some screws will hold it down with a seal. And then the spare tire will sit on top of this all. And if you've got to get to the fuel pump, it'll just be a matter of a couple screws, lift this up, and then he doesn't have to lay on the ground. So it's something I came up with. And if you're alongside the highway one night and the mosquitoes are eating you alive, and you don't have to sit there and jack up the car and all this crazy shit. So if the fuel pump or fuel filter something would go to heck on it, you can change it right away, really quick. So he can, if it's raining out, he can even hide underneath the deck lid here and do it. Just lean his legs and his ass will get wet, but you know, if something would happen. And it's still safe. It's encapsulated by everything. Drive shaft would break or something. This is beyond that point, so, and wherever drive shaft goes, nobody knows. But I just think about every safety thing I could think of, you know, when I put this thing together. What could happen? What could go wrong? So anyway, you're not going to be able to see me putting no screws in, so I'm not going to video me just putting a couple screws in here along the frame rail here. I'll video from here on, so I'll be right back after I put this in there, and then I'll video me cutting it off. Then I got to measure for that piece of tin here, and I got to cut that, and then I'm going to rosette weld that on, and oh, there's all kinds of stuff. It ain't just let's just throw the fuel tank in and go. It's not that easy. So, talk to you soon. I'll be right back. Okay, so I ran the fuel line now. And I use these insulated clamps. 3/8 1/4-inch hole there to mount it. So that's what I use. And then to fasten the clamps, I use zinc self-drilling pole barn screws, and they got a little rubber seal on them, you know, and they're self-drilling. They drill really fast, and they're good and strong. They're made to hold a lot of wind, and so they can hold a fuel line on, I'm sure, no problem. But that's what I use. So as you can see, I got the fuel line, so it runs up along the frame rail here, and it bends out to here. Later on, the fuel pump will mount right here. So now that goes to the engine. just got to make a little piece that comes down from the fuel tank, goes through the floor, and goes to the filter and then to the pump. So now, I suppose the next step will be get this light back up here. I don't need it down there anymore, I don't think. What I can do here is I can try to show you guys what I did there. See it now? So if there you go, now you can see that. So fuel pump comes up underneath the body, it's all along the chassis, comes up and then it comes across, and then right here's the fuel pump mount. And like I said, this back piece of tin here, I'm going to have two pieces, front piece and the rear piece. Rear piece will hinge up, then you can get to the fuel pump, you can get to the fuel filter, so easy maintenance. Never have to lay under the car and do it. Just got to open up the deck lid, take the spare tire out, run a couple screws out, and there it is. You don't have to jack it up and lay under there and get gas in your face and all this crazy shit. So I think that'll work out really good for them, you know. So anyway, now let's roll you guys back off to the side here if I can. And I think let's reset this thing if we can. Sucks that this cord is in the way. Yeah, I'm sure it'll flow its way. It'll find its way back in our way. So now I've had this piece cut. When I did the floors, I cut it. Okay. So what we'll do now, we're going to draw a couple lines. Do a couple lines on the side of this earlier. We'll cut it off. And then we'll pull this ahead. Good here. Then we know where this piece is. So we'll draw a line this way, cut this piece off, draw a line that way, so we know it can go welded to that middle brace. So we're getting there. That's going to take a few parts to use, I think. I don't think it's going to be it's not a 5-second job, I'll tell you that. So get that line drawn across. I gotta grab a straight edge or something of some sort. Okay, let's see. It's just getting so hard on me leaning over this thing, guys. I'm gonna be sore now. I know I am. My shoulders are sore already. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do. It's nice to straighten everything quite long enough. But I think if we can get it. pulled my hair out of my head. I can't believe it. Okay, and then we got 13 and a half there. 13 and a half here. Gotta just screw this whole piece down. That was the game plan earlier, but so that one has to cut. We have to cut here and weld there. So I don't screw that up. Okay, now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm not going to film that either, because all I'm doing is this. I'm going to use this as a pointer stick. All I'm doing is taking this outside, taking my 4.5-inch grinder, I'm going to cut here to separate these two pieces. So I'm going to cut here, 4.5-inch grinder, and now I'm going to start drilling holes around so I can rosette weld this piece down, and then this one will be screwed down so you can get to the fuel pump with a hinge, maybe even. I might even put a hinge on it like a wood. Well, at least you got a spot you can hide the beer. You put a thing in there and you can hide the beer in there, I suppose. Yeah, no, I'm just being funny. Ouch. No, we don't drink and drive. You do that, you may not, if you drink and drive, you may not sleep in your own bed at night. You might sleep in a morgue. So we don't do that kind of stuff. Okay, I think the first step we're going to do is we're going to cut that thing off before it gets any later outside, because it's supposed to get down to 13 below tonight. So. Oh, okay. Where's my gloves? So, I guess I'm going to be on my way outside. I'll be right back. With a click of a finger, I'll be right back. Alright, so I rosette welded them pieces in. There we go. So all those, that half is rosette welded in. This side is just sitting on here. And then I put that bar back there. You can see that angle iron, so it stops it. So when we run the braces across the pump or tank on the top and then down, it'll push it into that, and it'll help fasten it down. Otherwise you'd have nothing in that corner to fasten it, to push it against. I'm going to put a rubber mat across there for the aluminum tank. See if it fits here. Okay, it fits, and I can feel that's up against that piece of angle iron I got in the back. And then this thing, I'm going to trim a little bit out of it, but it's going to open like this, and then you can get to the fuel pump and the fuel filter. So if you got problems, right there it is. And then you can close it. So we gotta trim some off for the hinges. It should work, huh? I would think that would work pretty good. Yeah, that's so convenient. I love that. Just lift that up and there it is. Pretty cool, actually. I like that. Oh. Well, what's that? I can't find this yet. Thought I had two hinges. Why do I only got one? Well, come on. I don't know if this is stupid to put one hinge on there, or should we just scrap the hinge idea? Maybe just scrap the whole hinge idea. Yeah, just screw it down with a seal and that's it. Screw it. Screw it, get it? Screw it. I guess we're just gonna screw it down, I guess. Had to add a couple hinges, I'd hinge it, you know, but yeah, just unscrew the screws and pull it up. That'll work. The only problem is, great. We gotta notch it out for the gas tank straps, don't we? Or you gotta take the straps loose every time. Now get done. What if we just I'm thinking again. I'm thinking again. That's the problem. Keep doing that. I think we bring that out that far, huh? And then I can get a couple hinges later. Let's just do that. We just don't got no hinges on hand. I don't have any in stock, like people see. You make it sound like they're a big fancy business. Oh, I can't find my Black Panther marker now. Where did that go? Oh, come on. Must be over here, guys. Gotta got a mess going, guys. Oh. And then what we have to do, what I'm gonna do, barely have it on that lip there. I'm gonna trim this off, this edge. Okay. This is going to be top. This used to be the top. Does that fit better? Maybe it does. Okay. This is the top. That way this gives us room for a hinge on each side, and then the straps we can bolt to the floor of this thing. So we're going to notch this off. And when we close it, we can run a seal on that. And then we'll have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws on it or something. So you're just going to pop the screws out, open up the lid, there's his fuel filter and his pump if he has trouble. Yeah, I like that. So let's squiggle this out so we don't cut the wrong side off. Okay. And now we gotta go make some cuts. We're done with that shit. Yeah, this is gonna be a 3-part deal. I'll cut this off. I'll screw it down. Then we gotta make straps yet. We gotta cut the piece of rubber yet. We gotta paint all this yet. We gotta, oh my God, this is never ending with this part of the car here. Okay, where did I go with my grinder and shit? Got so much stuff out, I gotta look for it already. Oh, it's over here. So I'm going to take this piece outside. I'm not going to film that. I'm going to cut that little edge off of there. I need to cut off. And then maybe I can try to cut those 2 straps yet tonight that go over the tank. Then we'll finish this thing up tomorrow. Okay. I made my 2 straps. There's that. They have to be all bent up. And then suppose we can screw this down. I'll do that yet tonight, and then I think we're getting close to done for the evening. All my furnace does is just keeps running. So let's screw this down, and let's bend them up and throw them on there. And then we just got to get a couple hinges, a rubber mat, and then screw it all down, and we're ready to go. Ready for the fuel pump and everything. And when we wire this thing up. There you go, I made a couple straps. And I think this is it for tonight. Wait a minute, I was going to screw this down yet, wasn't I? Okay, so I'll probably screw this down yet. And these will have to be trimmed off. They're way big. I'll trim them off when I put the rubber underneath them. Then I know for sure I don't want to cut them off now and then they're too short or something. Something screwed up or something. Why is this a job putting this tank in? God, look at all the stuff I gotta make. Man, I tell you, it's crazy, guys. See, I got half my toolbox laying out. I got a mess everywhere. Every shelf is full of something. Anyway, let's get the equipment out. Yeah, it moved a little, I see. Come on, screw! There, 20 of them fell out. That's good. That's good, eh? I need 20. All right. Here. Alright, well anyway guys, please like and subscribe. We're going to call this done for tonight. I put the screws in here, so we got to put 2 hinges on here yet. We got to put a rubber mat underneath all this yet, around the thing. We got to got to do this, we got to do that. This has got to be done, we got to do this yet. And then this has got to be done over there, and so there's a lot of stuff to do with this fuel tank yet, so it's not quite done. So if you got all that, you understand. So anyway, I got to clean up my mess now here, and that'll take me an hour. Please like and subscribe, guys. I sure would appreciate it. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.